football vocabulary for you. The party looks beautiful, and to be very honest, I do not really feel like speaking much English as the Brazil feeling is really present here. But since this is Miss Coffee, let's keep it to English. I hope you enjoy the video. Felt the energy? Yes, I was at the opening ceremony of the FIFA World Cup at Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. Did you go?
No, I was at the fan zone and the atmosphere was really electric.
Our coffee time today will be with a great friend of mine who absolutely loves football, Mr. Adam McAndrews.
Good afternoon and hello everybody.
Adam and I, we have been working together for what?
3 years.
3 years now?
Yes.
How long have you been in Moscow?
I've been in Moscow nearly 4 years.
Yeah, I have been here for 3 years, and actually Adam and I worked very close together for 2 years in the PE department because I was a PE teacher before, believe it or not.
Yes, in her younger days, Miss Selpai was a PE teacher and it was fabulous to work with her.
It was actually at that time that I learned how much Adam knows about football and how much he likes football.
Yes, hopefully I can share with you some of my ideas and things that I feel will happen in the World Cup.
I know that there is one thing here called Goalkeeper. No, I'm joking. I know a lot more than that. I was a PE teacher for 6 years, so of course I know more than that. But you know, we need an English guy here to kind of teach us some things.
Okay, well let's just start with the basics of the players. We're going to have our goalkeeper here.
Okay.
He's allowed to move anywhere around the penalty box.
So you call this penalty box?
The penalty box,
okay.
Yes. Then you are going to have, on average, about 4 defenders. These are people that try and stop the other team scoring a goal. So there's going to be 2 in the middle, 1 on the right and 1 on the left.
Do you call these any sort of wing thing?
They could be called wing backs or centre backs. So we've got the wing backs here or the centre backs here, or a full back could be another name. So a lot of teams will either have 4 at the back, or sometimes if a team are a little bit worried, they'll have three in the middle, which will allow these to become wing backs. And
so let's just stop there. You have a team playing against Brazil. I'm sure you would have 5 at the back, right?
Well, no, I wouldn't have many at the back. I'd probably have 7.
Oh, excuse me. He's
Like
going to be making
joke.
the joke. He's going to be making the joke about the Germany 7-1 Brazil throughout the whole of this video. So you just ignore that bit, please.
So let's just say that a normal team has 4 at the back. What they might then do is also have another 4 in the midfield, which is, as it sounds, it's the middle part of the field. They would have 4, and then superstar strikers for any team that will be up front, and these people normally catch the eye of people.
Can I stop you there?
Yes.
Did you hear the expression, catch the eye of people? I love the expression. Would that be something a commentator would say, for example?
Yes, I think so. There are many things that a commentator would say, but these would be the shining stars and the people to look out for, and the poster boy, as it would be.
In Brazil, when the game is about to start, I think that we call it, I don't know what we actually call it in Brazil, chute na bola, o primeiro pontapé, I guess. And in English, the expression for the start of the game?
Will be the kick-off. Now, the rules have changed not too long ago, and before the ball had to travel forwards, but this World Cup will be the first World Cup that the ball now has to travel backwards to start the game.
If the ball comes out this way, you call it the back line, right?
Or the... Yes.
Yeah, and then it's going to be, in Portuguese, would be escanteio. In English, it would be...
This is the corner.
The corner. So
yes.
That would be a corner kick.
If the defending team, it last hit a defending team, this would be a corner kick. But if somebody had a wayward shot and it landed in the stand, it would then be the goalkeeper's ball, and everybody would retreat back again.
So we are playing, and then I come and kick you. Boom! That is a?
That's a foul.
A foul
yes.
in English.
You've got the specialist now. This is where it gets very good and technical. They would make a wall, and you get some specialist people, and the Brazilians are good at this. The Italians are good, but unfortunately no Italians this World Cup. Arrivederci them. And what's going?
Adi what? Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Oh.
And what you'll get is somebody with a great amount of skill that will try and shoot the ball over the wall or curl it round the wall and put it into the goal.
Oh, you call it curly?
Yes.
Oh, it's
curling
like
when
curly
it bends.
hair.
Yeah, like
see,
bend it like a banana.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay,
Very
interesting.
good.
And would that be a free kick?
Yes, that would be a free kick, and that's if a foul was committed anywhere around this area.
Let's say that all of the players are here, and there's one here, and then a guy kicks the ball from here to this guy here. In Portuguese, we call this impedimento. In English?
Yes, it's called offside.
Offside. I see. One more interesting question, because we have a kind of a false friend here. In Brazil, you have the same juiz, which is the judge from the court, is the same juiz that is the guy that does all the,
The
blowing the
referee.
whistle.
Yes.
Yes, which in English is not judge. But in football, definitely never, never, never judge. Always referee.
Always the referee. The assistant referees, they used to be called the linesmen.
Okay.
And they're the people with the flag, and they talk about whether it's offside or if the
not.
ball comes off somebody who gets possession of the ball, and they're the assistant referees.
And football, do we play football on a court? Do we play football on a field? Do we play football on a pitch? Where do we play football?
We-
Because that's another thing that can be very, tricky for us non-native speakers to kind of understand.
Okay, a football is played on a pitch. A football pitch, it isn't just one size. It could be within certain limits,
But always pitch.
but it's a pitch. Yes.
Okay. What would be for field, for example?
Somewhere you would grow potatoes for a farmer. He would grow that in the field.
There's no sport that takes place on a field.
A polo field, I feel. A lacrosse field.
What about golf?
It's a golf course. On the field, Americans tend to use the word field to relate to the outfield in baseball. You have the bases, and then if you hit it, you're an outfielder, and you hit it to the outfield.
So, talking about Americans, you tell me, what is this all about? Football and soccer, one cannot call the other a football, the other cannot call the other a soccer.
Well, having spent a bit of time in the States and working with youth soccer teams, I feel that when you're over there, it's only polite and respectable to discuss football in the way that they discuss it, and they call it soccer. They already have football that they play with their hands.
It's interesting because if you Google the word football, lots of things will come up on the American side. I don't know if it's because there is any setting on my Google, for example, that kind of refines to that, but every time I need to find something that is related to football as an English football, I have to type in on Google soccer.
But unfortunately, the Americans, like the Italians, aren't going to be here this summer.
What about England?
England are going to be here, and I feel they stand a very good chance.
Well, let's say that England is out. I'm not wishing that, please don't take it that way. What would be your second favorite?
Oh, I think it would have to be the Russians living over here. There's
I feel
great
the same,
energy.
yeah.
Great energy.
Yeah.
There's great hope. After yesterday's win, I think it's fantastic. A fantastic start for them.
Yeah. Which games are you going to?
I was lucky enough to have England against Panama. That's in Nizhny Novgorod.
Nizhgorod, I think.
No, oh,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, that was it. I would like to say thank you very much for being with me, for spending some time and teaching us a little bit of the vocabulary for football in English. I hope you enjoy the World Cup. I cannot say that I hope that England wins the World Cup. I'm really
Oh,
sorry,
Mr.
Mr.
Fire.
McAndrews.
Well, it's been a great pleasure talking to you as always, and please come and watch the World Cup. If you're around, go to the fan zone. It's an excellent area, and it's brilliant bringing people together.
Yeah, and do you want to say goodbye then to people in Brazil? Yes.
Goodbye, Brazilians.
Bye bye, guys. Thank you for being with me one more time. I'll see you very soon.